This is Isaiah with According to the Way, and in this video we'll be talking about, are Christians required to keep the Sabbath? Alright, like I said, in this video we'll be talking about the Sabbath day. Are Christians required to keep the Sabbath? Well, one of the first objections that I tend to hear is that, well, the Sabbath day is a good thing. You can do it if you want to, but it's not an obligation. So when you read the Bible, actually, in Exodus, it is a part of God's commandments. That's just like someone saying, oh, when you're married, it's not an obligation to be faithful to your wife. Or, oh, it's not an obligation to love your neighbor. And what I mean is, it's obvious that one is not saved from obeying the Sabbath, just like you're not saved from being faithful to your spouse and not and abstaining from lying. But as a believer, as a Christian following Jesus, once you are saved, you're required to keep God's commandments. Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments. John says that, for this is love to God, that we keep his commandments. So because we love God, we obey the Sabbath. So yes, it is a sin to break the Sabbath. A lot of people say that, they ask the question, well, isn't the Sabbath just for the Jews? Well, in a technical answer, no, it was never just for the Jews. It was given to all 12 tribes of Israel. But understood, most of the Israelites by the first century were called Jews. So I understand the question. But even still, it wasn't just for the Israelites. We have examples of the Egyptians coming out of Egypt with the Israelites. They obeyed the Sabbath. There's examples of Gentiles obeying the Sabbath in the New Testament, keeping the Sabbath day, going into the synagogues and keeping Sabbath. So it's definitely not just for the Jews. God gave it to obey, to be to everyone, so that we can all be obedient. You also have examples in the book of Isaiah, in Isaiah chapter 2, where the law goes out through all the earth. Isaiah, it talks about the Gentiles that take hold to the covenant and they keep the Sabbath. They don't break the Sabbath. So, in a short answer, it's clear that the Sabbath day was always a part of God's plan for everybody. Yeah, so some people say that the New Testament talks against the Sabbath because Jesus fulfilled the law. It's against the Sabbath because Jesus fulfilled the law, but there's a misunderstanding in the word for fulfilled. The word fulfilled does not mean Jesus did away with the law and kept it perfectly so we don't have to keep it. Not at all. What it means is Jesus, he did it perfectly to give us an example to walk as he walked, so that we can keep the commandments. So yeah, this is pretty much the answer to that question. Thank you.